Welcome back to Kickoff with Kobbi, the show where we break down football matches, analyze the biggest moments in the game, and talk about everything happening on the road to the 2026 FIFA World Cup. If you're new here, welcome to the channel. And if you love football debates, match analysis, and real conversations about the game, you're in the right place. Today, we're switching things up slightly. Instead of breaking down a specific match, we're looking at some major developments in the football world that could impact the next World Cup. There are three big topics that we need to discuss today. First, FIFA might be introducing something that could change the way we watch the World Cup matches forever. Second, global political tensions are starting to creep into conversations around the tournament. And third, we're looking at the teams that analysts believe are the early favorites for the 2026 FIFA World Cup. So if you're excited for the biggest tournament in football, stay with me because there's a lot to unpack. Let's start with a story that has already sparked debate among football fans. FIFA is reportedly considering allowing commercial advertisements during hydration breaks in World Cup matches. Now, if you have watched football your entire life, you know that soccer is different from many other sports. There are no breaks or even commercial breaks during the game. Once the match starts, it flows continuously until halftime. That uninterrupted flow is actually one of the reasons that football is a sport that many fans love. But hydration breaks have become, very common in recent years, especially when matches are played in very hot conditions. Now, in the FIFA World Cup, these breaks, players step to the sidelines, drink a bottle of water, receive quick instructions from their coach, and prepare for the next phase of the match. Now, broadcasters are considering using these brief moments to insert advertisements. From a business standpoint, I guess it makes sense because the World Cup is one of the most watched matches in sports history. Advertising during these short breaks could generate massive income for FIFA, and we know that FIFA is all about the money. But fans are worried about what that could mean for the future of the game. Some are asking questions like, is this the beginning of football becoming overly commercialized? Will we eventually see more interruptions during the game? And could football slowly start to resemble sports like American football? I mean, these are questions that we're all asking. If the ads only appeared during hydration breaks, they argue that the actual flow of the match would remain unchanged. Still, the idea alone has sparked debate across the whole football community. And with the 2026 World Cup approaching, decisions like this could experience, major chaos. So here's a question for you. Would you be okay with advertisements during the FIFA World Cup? Or should football remain completely uninterrupted? Let me know what you think in the comments. But number two, let's move on to another topic that has generated a bunch of conversation around international football: politics. Ideally, the World Cup is supposed to be a global celebration where nations come together through sport. But as we've seen many times in history, global politics can sometimes affect international competitions. Right now, discussions are happening about how geopolitical tensions and travel restrictions could impact logistics surrounding the next FIFA World Cup. But when you consider how massive the tournament is, these concerns could be understandable. The 2026 World Cup will be hosted through these countries: the US, Canada, and Mexico. It features 48 teams instead of 32, making it the largest World Cup ever. That means that more players, more fans, more travel, and more logistical coordination will be provided through the tournament. Teams, staff, and media have to secure, the approval from FIFA and all the nations. Football fans around the world are hoping that politics stays out of the game and that the tournament remains focused on the sport itself. But as it at its core, the World Cup is about bringing people together through football. But it's definitely something that the FIFA and tournament organizers will have to manage carefully. So here's another question for you. Should politics ever affect football tournaments like the World Cup? What do you think? Or should sports always remain separate political issues? Now let's talk about something that every football fan loves discussing. Who could win the World Cup? Even though the tournament is still ahead of us, analysts and fans are already debating which national teams look like the strongest. For me, I'm picking France. Two countries that keep coming up, though, are France and Brazil. Let's start with France, my winner. France currently have one of the deepest squads in international football. Cherky, Mbappe, Elise to name a few. Their roster is filled with world-class talent playing across Europe. One of their biggest stars is Kylian Mbappe, a World Cup candidate and a Ballon d'Or candidate. His speed, his finishing ability, and attacking intelligence make him one of the most dangerous players in the world. But France's strength doesn't stop with just one player. They have so many. They have talented players in nearly every position, along with a pipeline of young stars through the development system. The depth makes France one of the most complete teams heading into the next tournament. Now, let's talk about Brazil. Brazil is always one of the most exciting teams to watch in international football. Got players like Neymar, Pele, Cafu, you know. But Brazil right now is building a new generation of players. Vini, João Pedro, Rodrigo. Their brightest star is Vini, and Vini has become one of the most explosive attackers in world football. His pace, dribbling, and creativity make him incredibly difficult for defenders to stop. Brazil is currently blending players with young talent and experienced talent. If the combination continues to develop, they could be extremely dangerous in the next World Cup. Of course, the beauty of football is that predictions don't always come true. Every World Cup produces surprises. Underdog teams rise, favorites get knocked out earlier than expected. But new stars emerge on the global stage. The unpredictable is exactly what makes the World Cup, fun. But today, we talked about the three major developments shaping 2026 World Cup. The possibility of advertisements during matches, the logistical challenges that come with hosting the biggest tournament in football history, and the teams that analysts believe could become early favorites for the next World Cup. But now, I want to hear from you guys. Who do you think wins the FIFA World Cup? France? Brazil? Or maybe even another team that you think could surprise? I know that Spain would also be a shout out. Drop your predictions in the comments. And if you enjoyed this episode, please make sure you subscribe and don't miss the next one. This has been Kickoff with Kobbi. Thank you guys for watching.